Hello Stampers, Michelle Zindorf here. I have another little project for you today, and this is a cute card using the Twisted in Time stamp set. This is my second card for this stamp set, and here is the first one. So you can find the step-by-step tutorial for this on my YouTube channel, but this is the card that we're doing today. And here's the Twisted in Time stamp set. Lots of good stuff happening with this. And then also there is a die bundle that you can pick up to coordinate with that stamp set. It has lots of goodies in it. This is a big die set. Coordinating dies along with some standalone dies. That and the bundle, if you get it together, you save 10%. So remember that if you go to order the bundle, you're saving money. So everything that I use today will be listed below this video. Just click more under the description. You'll see the links there that'll take you directly to my online store where you can pick them up. And also all the sizes for the panels and card that I'm using today are listed there. So here we go. We're going to start with our main panel. And this is basic white. And it's 3.5 by 5. And we're going to put a little mask on this. Now I'm just using a 1.5 inch punch. This punch is retired, but you probably have something that you can cut a circle out of, whether it's a die or a punch. Like I said, this is 1.5, but you can use like any size you want to. I punched it out of sticky note paper, and I punched it so that the sticky part is at the top of the circle. Then when you put it on here, it sticks at the top. And I'm about 3/4 of an inch away from the top there. Okay, so we're going to start with our background, and we're going to do direct to paper. And I'm starting off with Daffodil Delight. And I'm using the short edge of the ink pad. Not this edge here with the color strip on it, but the short edge that doesn't have that. And when I put this on, I'm going to turn my cardstock to the side, and I'm going to have my ink pad at a tilt. And direct to paper is just a quick way to get some color down on your paper with not a lot of effort. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this color on. You can start out light and then get darker and darker as you go. And when I get to where I can't hold on to it any longer, I turn the paper. And it's okay to have streaks, because you know what? Those streaks just give you some texture in your sky, like some movement. So there is that. So that was Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do the same thing using my pumpkin pie ink pad here. I'm going to use that same side there. Going to lightly add some stripes in the sky. I want some of that, I don't want to cover all that Daffodil Delight up. So I'm just adding some streaks. And I'm mainly using the corner instead of the whole side there. Just remember to have your ink pad at a tilt and start out light and get darker as you go along. Okay, next I'm going to bring in some Old Olive. We're going to do that same direct paper. So I want this to come, and I'm going to want to leave about 1/4 of an inch below that mask there. So I'm going to go ahead and do some direct to paper with this Old Olive. There we go. Got that in. See, that's a pretty little scene right there as it is. But we're going to add some Memento Tuxedo Black to our bottom of our card panel here. And I'm going to use just one of the corners. And that way I can get a thinner line. See that? And not use that whole side there. So I'm getting kind of dark there across the top. And then I'm going to add some streaks here at the left side, just coming in a bit. I'm sorry, the right side. I don't know my right from my left today. So there is that. So I'm going to take this mask off now. Now we got this bright, bright sky here with our sun in it. I'm going to tone that down a little bit. I'm just going to take a blending brush and some Daffodil Delight and add that over here on the right side of that sun. I'm leaving that light there. I like the looks of that. Okay, so there is that. Now I'm going to add my tree. And I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black for that. And this is the tree trunk. And this has such great detail in it. It's called Twisted in Time for a reason. This whole tree trunk just looks like somebody just took it and twisted it. Has great texture in it. So I've inked that up. I'm going to stamp this clear over to the left side. And I want those tree roots down in that black area. So there's that. Now I want this, stamp this upside down too to get like a shadow version of this on our ground. So I inked it up again and I'm going to line up my tree trunk there and just give it a stamp. And there is like a shadow on in the grassy area. So that was easy, right? So now let's go ahead and put our sentiment in since we have this black out still. I like to streamline things, so I'm not putting up ink pads back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this as much as I can in that sun. This says, "You make every day special." Everybody would like to get a card like that, right? So there is that. So our scene's coming along really well. We're done with our Memento Tuxedo Black. We can put that up before we put our elbow in it. And, oh, I know you're probably laughing, but I've did that a few times. So I have a dark old olive Stampin' Blend marker, and I'm using the brush end of this. I'm just going to add a few leaves to our little tree here. I just want them sparse, like it's the first blush of green. This tree is just budding out with leaves. So I'm just pressing, you can try this on your scrap paper. I'm just pressing down on the side of that brush end to create my leaf. See, nothing to that. And then you can put them about anywhere that you see little stick sticking up for our branch. And we'll just put a few here and there. You can make these any color. Like if you were doing this for a fall scene, make them red. Let's cross over that one. You don't have to do them on every branch. There we go. There's our leaves. Super easy. And that's pretty much our whole scene. You could leave it like this, but I wanted a little bit of like flowers that in here. And you could use a white gel pen for this and make dots in your black area. Or I use the bleed proof white from Dr. P.H. Martin's. This is watercolor. And it's just a bottle. And I use a number 0 paintbrush with this. I'm just going to dip my little, this is a tiny little brush. Like I said, it's a size 0. And I'm just going to add some dots in my ground area. And they almost look like pebbles in this scene. You can add them here and there. I like to make little groups of them. There we go. And then when you're done making your card, you'll want to rinse out that paintbrush. Like I said, you could easily do that with a white gel pen. I just give up on those white gel pens because they dry up so much on me. This bleed proof white is super simple to use and it's very opaque. You can't see through it. So there's our scene. It's all done. And now I'm going to show you what I've did with our little sprigs here. Now I punched 2 of these out. This is from the bow punch. This punch will punch out 2 different leafy stems, but I punched out 2 of the large ones. And I did this out of lemon lime twist cardstock. So I have 2 of these, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my Old Olive marker that I used earlier, and I'm just going to color the stem in for this, just to give it just a little more character. So that is our 2 little pieces that we'll put on our front of our card. Now we're ready to start assembling. And I'm just going to flip this paper over so I don't get any weird ink marks on my cardstock as I'm putting things together. And for the front of my card, I have another piece of basic white. This is 1/8 inch larger than our main panel, so it gives it just a nice little trim. And so this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I'm just going to go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue here and glue this on. I just center it up on that white panel, just so it trims it out nicely. So when you put it against this dark green, it really pops. There we go. And now we're going to glue this on. When I glue this on my card front, I want to glue this down to the bottom right corner. Make it even with that corner and the right side. Now this card base here is Old Olive, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and I folded it in half to create a quarter card. So it opens from the bottom here. So there is our front. Now inside, I wanted to put lemon line twist panel in, and I don't know what I want this to say yet because I don't know who's getting this, so I'm just leaving it blank for now. But I'm going to add this to the inside of my card. I'm going to add some love there on the inside of the card, and then just center it up. There we go. And to top things off, we have our little sprigs here. I'm going to go ahead and glue one on. So I put my adhesive on there, and I'm going to have this come over to the right side here. And the leaves are actually coming off of the card here. See it there? So there's our first one. And then this one, I'm just going to take a pair of scissors. I'm going to cut this bottom leaf off here and the bottom of the sprig to make it shorter. And I'm lining this up with the actual main panel, not the white panel. So it looks like it's in the scene instead of on top of our background panel. Hope that makes sense. Little of my multi-purpose glue here, and I'm going to overlap these a bit. Okay, so we have that, and then I'm going to flip this card over, and where those stick out, I'm just going to cut them even with my card. So now that leaf isn't sticking out, it's flush with the right side of my card. So there you have it, today's project. So there's my original, here's the one we just made. And don't forget to pop over to my YouTube channel and see just how to make this step by step. And then I will have one additional one coming soon using the same stamp set, just so you get some value out of your stamp set when you buy your Twisted in Time stamp set. So here you go. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Toodles.